Welcome to another edition of Talk Nerdy to Me. I am your host, Troy Stegner. And before we get started, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe. It really does help with our metrics. It helps us to do more cool free videos like this. And while you're at it, hit the bell icon too. You'll be notified whenever we put up a new video. So I have another comic book here to review for you. It's a looky comic bookie. Bam! Remember Silk number 1? Well, Silk number 2 is now out, and I read it. It's good. I don't know if it's enough that I would subscribe to it, but I'm kind of interested. I like Silk as a character. Cindy Moon, aka Silk, bitten by the same spider as Peter Parker, if you didn't know. A lot of parallels. She actually ends up working for, they've kind of retconned J. Jonah Jameson. Now he has a blog / podcast, called Threats and Menaces, and she works for him, just like Peter Parker. There's a big, huge parallel there. Anyway, issue 1, you'll remember there was somebody trying to silence J. Jonah Jameson. Silk kind of saved him there on the subway platform. Well, she's investigating deeper. Come to find out, she finds a link between that and I believe it's Fuji Corp or whatever that company is. And I told you issue 1 ended with a huge cat-looking creature that she was talking to. Okay, Silk, they kind of are trying to get, because whatever that monster is picking off gang members around the city. And she's trying to get to the bottom of it. So she's kind of helping the gang guys decide they want to kind of get together and talk about working together so that they don't all get taken out. They were supposed to be hanging out at an arcade, and BAM! There's Big Kitty. Big mean Kitty. Just tearing through these guys like nothing. And then Silk jumps in, tries to help, and the cat is he's giving her a run for the money too. In fact, I think he probably got the best of her. She notices he has a little earpiece in, just like the dudes on the subway that were attacking J. Jonah. So she makes that connection. Like I said, the cat had her dead to rights, man. He had her in the claws, was getting ready to put the smack down, and then a couple of the gang thugs jumped up, and then she jumped back up. So the cat got hurt enough. He's like, you know what, I'm retreating. He went back. And so he's telling the rich lady from Fuji Corp or whatever, hey, Silk is going to be a problem. She keeps popping up and stopping me. So she is in cahoots with the big, and you find out it's I guess it's a Japanese myth, folklore, this giant evil cat. It's a demon, they call him a demon cat. I didn't see the name mentioned anywhere. If anybody knows, I did Google Japanese demon cat, and I got a couple things popped up, and I couldn't really pin this character to any one of those. So if you guys know who that character is supposed to be, let me know, man. Got a big splash page of all the gang dudes kind of hanging out in a Turkish bath looking place. And, they're supposedly trying to get together to work together so they don't get all taken out by this demon cat. And they can't even get serious long enough to do that, you know how guys are. So she's trying to keep the peace with them. They don't ever come to any kind of agreement. You go back, and she's talking to her brother in the apartment they share, I guess. She has a new... she goes to see her psychiatrist because if you know her backstory, it's kind of weird. I think her parents were in a different dimension. She was kept locked away from society for a long time. They trained her to do all this stuff, and it's kind of a tragic story. Anyway, she goes to see her psychiatrist, and it's not the normal one. It's this dude, man, right over there. He is. She's kind of attracted to him. I guess. In whatever way she thinks he's attractive, and after she leaves, psychiatrist dude puts in a call, and it happens to be to that girl who is kind of running that demon cat. Well, come to find out, that's his sister. And he tells her, hey, are you behind this? Because Silk is telling him all these things she's investigating. She doesn't tell him she's Silk, but she says, it's part of Threats and Menaces, she's investigating the big bad demon cat. And of course she said, yeah, no, I'm cool. So her psychiatrist and the main bad girl is tied together. That's really interesting. Then you got the last page is kind of like somebody's making a sacrifice to the demon cat, or maybe the demon cat is sacrificing someone for their powers. And that's where that one ends. So, I mean, I'm still kind of intrigued. Who is this cat thingy? How is she controlling it? Why is she controlling it? Why is she taking out all the gangs? But I guess we'll find out. And it looks like May 12th. They've already solicited the next one. Spider becomes a fly. Liking the artwork. That's probably one of the covers. So, Silk #2. Still not good enough that I would put it on my pull list, but it's good enough I would pick it up off the shelf. It still has me interested. I really like Silk as a character. I'd love to see her start getting her own due, maybe get her own rogues gallery built up instead of, and with this demon cat, maybe that's going to happen. We will see. Maybe we'll see more of Silk. And that being said, that was my review for Silk #2. Pick it up off the shelf. Don't add it to your pull list yet. That being said, man, go subscribe. Please. Please subscribe to the channel. It helps tremendously with the metrics. Helps us to do more videos like this. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your friends, tell people on the street to come and subscribe. And while they're at it, hit that bell icon. And you'll be notified whenever we put up a new video. And until that new video gets put up, later, nerd.
Get nerdy with me. Tell me what game that you get on. Is it card or read? What kind of class do you play, girl? In an RPG.